cultural phenomenon, Jamaica JaToi.
That is such a compliment. And I'm glad to be coming to you here live from, are we in Pakistan? Where is this? Because it took so goddamn long to get here. Where are we? Pakistan?
Listen,
Afghanistan?
as long as you got picked up and came here, that's all that matters. Just show up. Just show up. But we are celebrating 22 years of baby boy. With this, look at him.
I'm still amazed. The reason why I'm laughing at you guys is because Keisha is a very good friend of mine.
Thank you.
And I don't know if it's today, but she's a very good friend of mine. And I left rehab to come. I shouldn't be drinking this. It's Capri Sun.
If you don't know, Jamaica JaToi is a comedian first, actor second, cultural phenomenon, and executive
I'm not a
assistant.
comedian. Something's wrong with me. Bitch, ain't nobody ever diagnosed me as a comedian. I'm not a comedian.
I think you're a comedian.
I don't. But I am amazed that when I got here, I'm going to tell you how together Keisha is. Keisha walked in here looking like a lesbian correctional officer. And within 5 minutes, that bitch dipped into a closet and came out with a whole look. So I applaud you for that.
That's what icons
We
do.
need to start teaching other women that it only takes 5 minutes to look like something.
Listen,
I love you.
I love you more. It's so hard because we're talking about trauma, but I want people to understand that we've both been through a lot.
Yes.
So much. And because we can laugh and joke together, it helps us have these incredible, iconic, triumphant moments. And I wanted to bring you here to celebrate you because people know you as $40, but they don't know Jamaica the person. Like, your spirit is so genuine, your soul is so pure. And I was going through a tough time with stage 4 cancer, and I was coming out of it, and I lost my mobility.
Mm-hmm.
And you were on T.S. Madison's show. Shout out to T.S. Madison,
Yeah,
icon.
shout out to my sister.
And I saw you tell your story. And I live a Caucasian life. I don't reach out to people. And so when I saw you, I said, oh my God. And if you don't know, John Singleton, I met John Singleton over a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me he wanted me to meet somebody when he heard my story. And I was just like, oh, he's just blowing some smoke up my ass. But I know in my heart he was talking about you.
Oh,
I know that. I know that he kept telling me, I want you to meet somebody. I want you to meet somebody. I want you to meet somebody. And we just never got around to it. And I know, although he's gone, rest in peace, it was you. And the fact that we're connecting the way we are, both living vibrantly and fiercely, I'm pretty as fuck, with AIDS and just battled colorectal cancer, and we're still here.
right.
I know that you're like my purpose friend, not just some fly by night stuff. So I thank you for pouring into me because you pulled me out of a dark place.
I appreciate that. And all through the humor, I can also be very serious. I'm very educated, and I consider myself somewhat smart when I speak about triumph. For me, my sense of humor, my personality, whatever this is inside of me, it has always been my defense mechanism, like my mouth. When I cuss you out, it has always overridden that. So when I went through my triumph of being physically assaulted at gunpoint by 2 people and brutally raped for 45 minutes, I then contracted HPV, which at that time, for some reason, as old as I am, I still thought HPV was something for women. Mm-hmm. I've always seen the commercials of, I knew what it meant, the human papillomavirus, but it wasn't, none of the gay clinics that I had ever been to for treatment for HIV or anything else ever suggested the vaccine or said be careful of this or this is what they just told us that they were either fishups or polyps, or you looked at those pictures that usually be on the wall that you know your booty hole not supposed to look like.
Right.
If your booty hole look like any of this shit up here, see me quickly.
ASAP.
One of those
ASAP.
pictures.
Yeah.
So the triumph for me, that that was more or less the trauma. The trauma for me was if you can fall down, you can either lay there or you can attempt to get up. Because if
Right.
you even attempt to get up, somebody will see you and help you. If you just lay there, you just a bitch laying there.
Period.
And I had such a support system to help me through that trauma, which brings me through the triumph. So when I was going through my cancer, which is how I met you on live, and how I met my current boyfriend, Ricky, who you
Love
adore,
him. Boots.
he just works my. I need another drink.
We love Ricky.
I love Ricky too.
We love, and I want to speak to that.
I'm just fucking with him
No,
because he's
seriously,
there.
I want to speak to that because it is absolutely hard coming out for me, coming out of stage 4 cancer and having a husband who didn't understand that I didn't want to be sexually involved. I didn't want to be touched. I felt like I lost my pretty after cancer. And so to have someone understand you like Ricky does and is so supportive, that is amazing.
The biggest compliment, and you only gonna get this one. This your Christmas present. Is for somebody to meet you, have already viewed your lives, where you have admitted you've been had AIDS for 30 years, where you have admitted you've been gang raped, and I used to make jokes. Not that I'm a comedian, but I made light of my life so that people would know that I was suffering with depression. I was like, oh no, this pussy's closed. I'll suck dick for the rest of my life. I'm sorry, this pussy is closed.
The shop is
and,
closed.
and it is what it is.
Right.
And he had known all that, plus my mouth. For him to meet me, he met me in 2000. We kept a friendship for like 2 years. It was off and on because he was scattered. He was helping his mom out and helping other family members out in different cities. So we didn't really get to connect until, unfortunately, he had a stroke in June. And when I came back from working with Monique in September from Pittsburgh on her movie, we began to build this bond. I asked him often, how does he deal with me? But I think I'm a lot.
You
Bitch,
are.
don't you answer? Ain't nobody answer the
are.
answer. This is not your interview. Cut the shit. Cut the shit off. Cut it off. All of it. I don't approve none of it.
I love you, boo.
But to say it is hard, it is. To say that I got lucky to find somebody who, because I roll out the bed in the morning looking like a battered wife. And he would come over and kiss me right on the lips, and I go, why? And he go, it doesn't, nothing phases Ricky. Nothing.
And I love that. And so I want to connect the dots on that because I want to break some of the stigmas where that people feel like individuals living with AIDS like myself in Jamaica cannot find love, or we don't do the nasty, or we don't want it, we don't feel it, we can't be desired, or we're not desirable. That is a damn lie, right? So when you first were diagnosed with AIDS, I want to connect how people carry the stigma into the industry. Who did you first tell when you were diagnosed with AIDS 30 years ago?
The first celebrity in my celebrity world The first person I told was Kim Whitley, because we had been friends for 30 years, so she knew.
And what was her response? What was the response from some of your celebrity friends when
Well,
telling them something like that during that time?
for her, it was, I can give it to you real short. It was Kim Whitley first, and it was, okay, so how are you? What are they saying? Because this is 1993, people are dying. There is no medicine other than what everybody accused my Magic Johnson of taking and not sharing,
Right.
even
Right.
though we know that myth or whatever. She's the first person. The second person that I told was John Singleton, because I had a serious doctor's appointment. He asked me, was everything okay? He had a look on his face one day, and I just had the morality in me said, you cannot work. This man has hired a homosexual with French tip fingernails,
Beat.
beat to high hell, running around here being the fag of all fags and handling his business. And if I'm and we bonded a friendship through, we were able to have a professional relationship and also a friendship. That's hard to have.
Absolutely.
Everybody can't have that. Everybody cannot have that. And I could never consider him a friend if I wasn't honest and told him what those appointments were for. He knew. I told Tyrese. I don't know why I told Tyrese. No, he seen me one day and I wasn't looking well. And he asked me what was going on. And I think I told him. Then Vivica. Then Taraji. And I don't want to name this person, but this one I can't wait to see this celebrity. Actually, fuck it, I'm Jamaica JaToi. I can't wait to see John Sally,
And I think I
because
remember you
I
telling me that.
consider John